Hi, I'm Ken, and you're about to discover the real culprit keeping you fatter than you want to be. And here's a hint. It's in this picture, and it's not the cow. This so-called health food is actually the #1 worst food to eat if you want to lose weight, especially if you want to lose fat. Because if you eat these foods, your body releases a torrent of bad hormones. Hormones that convert the food you eat into pure fat. Hormones that inflict cellular trauma and eventually lead to serious illness, even death. You'll also learn the real key to finally sculpting the body you desire. Watch this presentation all the way to the end, and you'll also find out why eating more of your favorite foods and spending way less time working out will actually get you better results, faster. Results you'll see in the mirror, feel in your waistline, and hear from your friends as they beg you, "Tell me your secret." Plus, I'll reveal specific foods which trigger your body to release a flood of fat-melting hormones, hormones that chemically break down fat, literally dissolving years of stubborn fatty deposits from your body at a cellular level to burn them up as fuel. These same hormones restore youthful energy levels, reverse aging, and bottom line, they create strong, healthy humans by unlocking your body's dormant genetics, which I'll explain later. Best of all, you're not required to take any dangerous pills, go on a starvation diet, or do anything that's unhealthy or extreme. By the end, you'll see exactly how to make your weight loss easy, automatic, and permanent by breaking most of the weight loss wisdom you've been taught since childhood. The rules that turned America into the fattest nation in the world. So pay attention because, well, look, you need to hear this because if you eat these types of foods and get everything else right, you'll still never lose fat. But the worst part is they're a threat to your life. So listen, you need to watch this now because I don't know how long I'll leave all these valuable tips up for free. And if you think you've seen it all, heard it all, and tried it all to lose weight, I guarantee you've never seen anything like this before. I promise you'll be pleasantly surprised when you see just how easy it is to follow these tips to a thinner, fitter you. One tip in particular will completely astonish you. These are the exact tricks that I used to personally lose 31 pounds of pure fat from my midsection. Then I shared them with my mom, dad, and brother, and they lost a total of 164 pounds between the three of them. More on that later. Now remember, I'm about to share exactly how to strip away all those ugly pounds of fat faster than you ever imagined possible, and even more little-known tips for dropping fat by eating more and working out less. First though, I'm going to share a story with you that's very difficult to relive. You'll see why in a moment. So do me a favor, if you aren't serious about losing weight, stop watching now. This is just too painful for me to share with people who can't relate. People who've never struggled with their weight or felt powerless and out of control because of it. However, if you are serious about losing weight, then I want you to keep watching. Deal? Now look, I wasn't always the guy everyone turns to when they finally get sick of failing and get serious about losing weight. And I certainly wasn't always a best-selling fitness expert or the kind of guy who'd be featured in all these major media outlets. In fact, most of my life I was the exact opposite of who you'd turn to for any kind of health advice. Because when it came to being healthy, I was a train wreck. It began in 2002 when my wife Jean and I lost a child. I began to eat for emotional comfort, to ease my pain, which only left me feeling bloated, disgusting, and like I was less than a man. Sure, on the outside I would smile, but the more overweight I got, the more my life just spun out of control. I fell into a depression so bad I was fired after 7 years of all-star performance at Microsoft. I couldn't pull myself off the couch, and no amount of pills helped. And the binge eating was really starting to take its toll. Yet, I turned to food more and more, sinking deeper into despair. It got so bad my business partner of several years was forced to fire me, and who could blame him? I had lost all self-respect, motivation, and hope. Replacing them with pounds of disgusting lard, a growing self-hatred, and the belief that I deserved to be miserable. My lifestyle choices were so bad that I actually ate my way to diabetes. And no amount of pills could overcome the impact my bad eating habits and complete lack of exercise had on my health. Without any income, I lost our dream home to foreclosure and our cars to repossession. I hated myself, and I took it out on everyone around me. And when my wife couldn't take it anymore, she packed up her bags, took our 4 remaining children 2 states away, and filed for divorce. I have to say, I don't blame her a bit. You might say that this was a pretty dark time in my life, and at this point, I thought things couldn't possibly get worse. but I was wrong. They were about to, which I'm going to share with you in a moment. And perhaps you can even relate to the hopeless feeling, and you know that you need to change too. Now, for me, it took a very painful experience. It was a Friday afternoon in the spring of 2011 in Murphy, Texas. Outside it was beautiful, sunny, a few clouds, around 80 degrees with a nice Texas breeze. The kind of day I loved spending outside with my kids, enjoying the warm breeze as it gently carried the delicate fragrance of the bright Texas wildflowers. Outside the world was coming to life, yet I was alone, inside my empty apartment, dying, watching the day and my life pass me by through hollow glass, locked in a prison of my own making where no echoes remained of the laughter that once filled the halls of a home. I had lost everything, and I knew that it all came down to one thing. I felt like a big, fat waste of space. I was buried in work, doing my best to dig my way out of a financial nightmare. It felt like I was working inside of a pressure cooker because all of my clients needed all of their work done right now. And here I was, just one guy, alone. Sitting at my desk, the waistband in my size 38 shorts was stretched to the max, and it was digging into my skin because, well, I refused to go buy the size 42 shorts I should have been wearing. I remember how it pressed my gut up so that it was hard to take a deep breath. And I was afraid to take the weekend off because I felt like my clients would kill me. But I had to take the weekend off because it was my one chance to spend time with my kids all week, so I couldn't skip that. I felt I had failed at everything else, but I was determined not to fail as a dad. So I was hoping to squeeze in a couple of movies, maybe some video games with the kids, and basically just veg out on the couch, eating candy, drinking soda, and pigging out, our usual weekend visitation routine. As I sat there, with my mind racing, I felt my phone vibrate. So I pulled it out and saw that my son had just sent me a text. At last, a glimmer of hope in my dark little world. A small smile spread across my face as I thought, he's just as excited to see me as I am to see him. Maybe he texted about a movie he wants to watch or a snack he wants me to grab. Or maybe even just a text to say he loves me and can't wait to see me. Instead, what I saw flooded my last refuge of hope. It broke my heart, and ultimately, it set me free. His words pierced me like a knife through my heart and opened my eyes to just how bad my weight problem had become. Remember how I said I wanted to be a good dad? Well, my son's text said, "Hey Dad, what do I have to do to lose weight? 'Cause I don't want to end up like you." My little boy, who I bounced on my knee, who copied everything I did because he wanted to be just like me, didn't want to be like me anymore. In fact, he wanted to be the opposite of me. I don't think I had ever felt lower. I had failed at the one thing I swore I never would. I had failed my son. I was a bad father. My son did not want to grow up to be like me. And I imagined the worst. My ex meeting a new man who was strong and fit, everything a young man like my son would want to grow up to be. This would expose just how weak and pitiful I really was. I could see my son and his mom sitting in the car talking about me, about what a bad role model I had become, about how he should be nothing like me. And the worst part was, they were right. I had taught my son to be fat and unhealthy, and he saw the writing on the wall. If he followed in my footsteps, he would wind up where I was. Now, I realize that this may not have all been true, but this is how I was feeling at the time. I was so disappointed in myself, angry that I had let my life sink so far. I pushed back from my desk and took a deep breath. Suddenly, work didn't matter. Money didn't matter. Even my ex didn't matter. None of it mattered. This was going to be about my son. And the one burning question that remained, would I really do anything for my son? Or was I too weak and pitiful to even put up a fight? My son wanted to be someone other than me, and right then and there, I wanted to be someone else too. In that moment, driven to the breaking point, I swore an oath. I would change my life. I would take control of my health, and I would lose my huge gut and become the man my son needed me to be. And I was going to do it even if it killed me. Now, I had already been on the yo-yo diet cycle for almost 2 years trying to control my weight, so I knew I had to do something unusual if I was going to lose this weight. And I was determined to find out what it was, even if I had to read every medical research paper ever published, buy every book on weight loss, or travel to a distant land to get answers from a guru at the top of a mountain. So I set out like a mad scientist, digging through medical research, profiling strong, healthy humans, and devouring anything I could get my hands on that I thought might provide me with a clue to changing my body. And I found the answer in the most unexpected of places, in a book about cavemen. Now, when I saw this book, a crazy little thought went through my head that sent me down the path to discovering what it really takes to trigger rapid, safe, and permanent weight loss. I'll tell you what that thought was in a minute and why it holds the key to finally sculpting the body you desire. So keep watching. And remember, despite my success today, I'm no different than you. I'm just a guy who stumbled onto a system that always works. A system that forces your body to melt fat for fuel. And when that happens, you can't help but expose the strong body that's been hiding under your flab. This is a system that lets people like us turn on our fat-fighting hormones so that we lose weight quickly, have more energy, and feel greater confidence throughout the day. This is the system that I use to personally lose 31 pounds. And it's the system that I'll be sharing with you so you can finally experience permanent weight loss too. I'll share all the specific details about it in just a few minutes, but first, I need to tell you about the single biggest problem we faced in a post-industrial revolution world when we decide we want to lose weight. This is the real, secret reason that you pack on the pounds to begin with, yet most people have no idea it's not their fault. Many people believe that they have to take some kind of pill to lose weight, starve themselves, or avoid their favorite foods. The real problem, though, is that you've been lied to for years. And those lies are keeping you from the body you desire and deserve. One of the lies you've probably believed is that you can't eat your favorite foods, or that you have to exercise for hours each week to see any results, and that's not even close to the truth. If you're one of the millions who fell victim to these lies, then you must decide right now to believe the truth instead, because if you don't, you'll continue to suffer needlessly, grow weary trying to keep up with the extreme diets and workouts until eventually, no matter how strong you are, you'll give up. It may be in a moment of weakness at the grocery store or a quick trip through the drive-through window because you're running late and missed a meal. But whatever it is, and whenever it is, it spells the end of your latest diet and the beginning of your weight climbing a few pounds higher than ever before. Why? Because no human alive can resist the temptation to enjoy their favorite things for the rest of their lives. And I'll tell you why in just a sec. Listen, this is not what I want for you, and I know this is not what you want for yourself. Yet, this is the reason you struggle to lose weight. It's not your fault. If you want to blame something, blame capitalism. Weight management is a $650 billion a year industry. That's big business, and big businesses are run by corporate executives and boards of directors who have a fiduciary responsibility to produce the maximum amount of profit they can for their shareholders who own the company. This means that they can literally go to jail if they neglect that specific duty. And if they ever tell you the truth about how to permanently lose weight without any special equipment, pills, or magic powders, then you'll never buy from them again because you don't need to. And that does not produce the greatest amount of profit possible for their shareholders. So they tell you half-truths, provide disinformation, and spend billions on propaganda campaigns that keep us fat and unhealthy. This way, we feel like we have to buy every new gadget they release. The truth is, the key to eliminating fat from your body lies in controlling your hormones by using specific foods at specific times and limiting your exercise. This triggers your body to release a flood of hormones that chemically dissolve fat to be burned as fuel. Now that you know the problem, let's dive into the details. What you're about to see and hear are the exact tips thousands have used to overcome their weight challenges once and for all. And the most important tip for creating a strong, sexy body is getting more rest. And I know that goes against all conventional wisdom, yet you absolutely must do this if you really want to sculpt the lean, toned body you desire. The reason this works to help you lose weight is because of a scientific principle used exclusively in PrimalBurn called the primal lifestyle pattern response, which releases a specific hormone that restores the body of your youth. I'll tell you more about that in just a moment. First, let me tell you about the so-called health foods you should only eat if you want to get as fat as a cow. That's because the food I'm talking about is great food for a cow, and you should avoid it at all costs if you ever want to lose weight. Seriously, food manufacturers have done their best to position this as health food for humans. However, the truth is that you must avoid this food at all costs to lose weight. Here's why. It's a well-documented medical fact that when insulin levels are high, your body stores fat. And it's just as well proven that when insulin levels are low, your body burns fat for fuel. Eating this particular food group instantly spikes your insulin levels through the roof, causing your body to grow fatter with every bite. But if you avoid insulin boosting foods, your body will maintain low insulin levels and you'll naturally melt your fat away and eliminate dips in your energy levels so that you're less tired. Now, despite all the medical research showing these facts and the fact that our population has grown fatter and fatter ever since this food became a major staple in the modern diet, which was after the Industrial Revolution, the US government still teaches Americans that this food group is the foundation of a healthy diet. I'm talking about grains. Yes, even the whole grain health food you hear about everywhere you turn. But the truth is, grains are not human food. They're cattle food. Because in humans, they trigger a spike in insulin and an increase in body fat percentages. That's why I showed you a picture of a cow eating grains earlier. Remember? In cattle, grains produce muscle growth, meaning that we can get more lean meat from each animal for food. In fact, cereals is a very common type of grain and are actually a kind of grass. And I think you already know that our stomachs were not built for eating grass. Yet since the Industrial Revolution, when we started mass producing our food, cereals and other grains have become a staple of the modern diet. And the results are obvious: a population that is growing morbidly obese. The reason why? Our bodies are not designed to eat grains. It spikes our insulin instantly, turning food into fat. So unless you're a cow or you want to become one, then you must avoid grains at all costs to keep your insulin levels low and your body burning fat for fuel. It's really easy to replace them with other carbohydrates that are great for weight loss. I'll tell you how you can get a list of those energy boosting carbs in just a second. And when you remove these from your diet, you'll begin to see a difference in the mirror as your body shape changes and the pounds melt away. You'll also avoid diseases like diabetes, which are caused by keeping your insulin levels too high for too long. And you'll keep your energy levels high. Imagine what that will feel like for a moment. First, within a week from right now, you could feel your energy levels soaring and the dips disappearing. Less than a month from now, you look in the mirror and see a major difference, and you love all the compliments you're getting. That's what happens when you start controlling your hormones. And if you really want to take your results to the next level, here's how. If you do what I'm about to share with you, your body is going to release human growth hormone. The hormone responsible for growing lean muscle, restoring youthful vigor, and repairing damage done by living in a world filled with toxins. As your body releases this hormone, your metabolism picks up so you burn more calories each day, making it that much easier to keep the weight off once you've lost it. And that's all great, but the real reason you're going to love what I'm about to share is that it means you'll spend more time resting and relaxing, especially getting more sleep. Almost all workout programs you see today have you slaving away like a madman in the gym for hours every day, sometimes spending 10 or more hours per week just on exercise, and that doesn't take into account the time you spend doing other things that are actually healthy for you. First off, all that time isn't necessary for great results, but second, and just as important, nobody has that much time to spend working out. Is it any wonder we feel hopeless about our weight sometimes? We're already running around with our hair on fire, stressed out because we have jobs, lives, and families to attend to, and now they tell us that to lose weight we've got to work out for 10 hours a week? Are they serious? Here's the real problem though, and the reason why you must avoid this kind of activity at all costs. All that stress, combined with the lack of downtime, does two things that sabotage your weight loss efforts completely. First, the stress of trying to maintain an overloaded schedule causes your body to start dumping a flood of cortisol like opening a fire hydrant full blast. Now, cortisol not only causes cellular damage, but has been directly linked by medical science to growing a big fat belly. In fact, cortisol is actually known as the belly fat hormone, and it gets worse. All that running around without any rest and recovery causes your body to stop producing HGH, the hormone that is known as the fountain of youth. And the very best way to hop off this crazy merry-go-round is to refuse to work out like they tell you to. And you absolutely must start getting the right amount of sleep at the right times, probably more than you're getting now, and waking up at the right time. When you do, your body will shut off the cortisol valve and start dumping loads of HGH into your body, restoring youth, energy, and health to your body while also increasing your metabolism for fast, permanent weight loss. Remember how good you feel right after a good night's rest, knowing that it will help you lose weight and get healthy? Now, picture feeling that way every day, all day long, because you've triggered your body to release a flood of healthy hormones while keeping the bad hormones at bay. That can be your reality by this time next week if you keep watching. Now, here's the most important weight loss tip of all. If you do this wrong, all the other tips will be worthless. It's what I told you about earlier. When you do this, your body will become leaner, stronger, and younger. You'll lose weight effortlessly and marvel that it was ever hard in the first place. And that's the real reason you want to do this, because if you do, weight loss will not be a challenge anymore. What I'm talking about is triggering your body to release a surge of hormones that chemically dissolves fat to be burned as fuel. To do that, you want to exercise for very short periods of time, using specific exercises at just the right level of intensity. Too much and you'll stop making progress. Too little and you'll never get results to begin with. The reason why this works is because it mimics the kinds of activities our ancient ancestors, the cavemen and the cavewoman, followed. Now remember that crazy thought I mentioned earlier from when I saw that caveman book? Well, that one weird little thought was this: there were no fat cavemen. The bodies of these men and women were lean and hard, sculpted and toned to athletic perfection, just as beautiful to look at as they were good for fleeing from a saber-toothed tiger. And embedded somewhere in every human being's DNA is the primordial code for developing that kind of a body. And when you exercise the same way these primal humans exercised, now they called it fleeing, your body reawakens that ancient DNA by releasing and restraining hormones just the way it has for millions of years dating back to caveman times. Think of it as waking up your inner caveman. Now, when you get this right, your weight loss is rapid, safe, and guaranteed because, like I keep telling you, your hormones are what make or break your fat loss efforts. When you get them right, the fat can't help but dissolve. It's a basic chemical reaction. It happens the same way every single time, just like clockwork. Now imagine that for a moment, having a guaranteed way to burn fat, eating your favorite foods all the time, taking time to rest, relax, and enjoy life, then looking in the mirror and seeing a sleek, healthy body, hearing your friends ask, "What are you doing to look so good?" Feeling a difference in your body, your energy levels, and your confidence with others, knowing that you're the kind of person who takes control of your health and doesn't fall for the lies. Isn't that amazing? Now, I know that was a lot to cover, and you may be feeling a little overwhelmed right now, and that's okay. At this point, you have two choices. You can try to go it alone and take what I've taught you so far and use it to figure this out by yourself, and you may see some results. Or you can make the savvy choice and take the easier path, because I've already done the work for you by creating my system. It's called the PrimalBurn Fat Burner System. My name is Ken Burge, and I'm the creator of the PrimalBurn system. PrimalBurn is the only modern lifestyle system that unlocks your body's ancient genetic code to expose the sexy body hiding beneath your flab. This system will mold your body into shape even if you have a slow metabolism, have diabetes, have a thyroid condition, have tried before and failed, are big boned, have always been fat, think nothing will work for you, and have tried before and failed, even if you've tried everything. Now, to help you understand what this system is, it helps if you understand what it is not. PrimalBurn is not another diet plan, an extreme workout plan, a fad diet, or a starvation diet. It's not a low-carb diet, a low-fat diet, calorie counting, or a yo-yo diet that makes you fatter and fatter. This is nothing like those products you see on late-night infomercials that promise to nearly kill you with their workouts, like P90X or Insanity. Do they really think that any sane human wants to torture themselves like that? Now, it's not a magic supplement that will jack you up on uppers and leave you with a nervous tic because you're so full of caffeine, and it's not some magic device that claims to tone and sculpt one specific body part, like your abs or your butt, because that's impossible to do. And it's not a motivational seminar that tries to convince you that thinking happy thoughts will make the weight disappear. Unlike all those rip-offs, this system was developed using a technique called modeling. Now, in modeling, rather than trying to reinvent the wheel, you learn what to do right by studying the people who get the best results and then mimicking their behaviors. To develop PrimalBurn, I studied the lifestyles and habits of the only group I know of that has never produced a fat human, the caveman. And what I found was that the healthiest humans today are knowingly or unknowingly putting into practice the habits of ancient cavemen. And in my system, I carefully point out the exact habits cave people follow to achieve lean, muscular bodies without a complicated diet and exercise regimen, but simply by living and surviving in their tough world, and how you can trigger the same body responses today by participating in specific modern-day equivalents. Now, when I used this system myself to lose 31 pounds in 60 days, I knew I was onto something. But before I could really feel confident putting it up on a site like this one, I needed to be 100% certain, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that this will work for anyone. So I took it to the folks I knew had terrible habits, the folks I learned my own terrible habits from, my family, and the results have been spectacular. When I shared PrimalBurn with my dad, he lost 57 pounds and gained muscle. Let's listen to what my dad had to say.
And I just wanted to leave you a quick testimonial, Ken, for PrimalBurn. Ken, I've lost 57 pounds so far, and I couldn't be happier. Mom and I, we've just really had a lot of success doing this, and we both feel great. Together, Mom and I have lost 93 total pounds and have more energy than we've ever had. It's just been wonderful for us. And Ken, we just want to thank you. Thank you for getting us going on this type of eating and exercising. I just want to encourage anyone out there who is wondering if this really works. It does, and I'm living proof. You know, this is the easiest thing, truly, that I've ever done. The eating is, it's satisfying. I'm never hungry. I've got more energy than I've ever had. It just absolutely works. It's just something that everyone ought. I wish everyone would try and get in on it, because it flat out it just works, man.
Even my brother got in on the fun and dropped 49 pounds using the system. And then I took it to my mom, and she used it to lose 36 pounds. Let's listen to what she said.
Hey, Ken, this is your mom. I just wanted to let you know the good news. I have lost 36 pounds now. When I started, I was at 145, and I just weighed, and now I weigh 109. I am amazed. I haven't been hungry or tired at all. I hope a lot of people are able to get your program, Ken. It'll really help a lot of people if they can. Love you. Talk to you later.
Now, I don't see any of the so-called weight loss gurus out there today talking about results like that in their own family. When others saw these results, I quickly became an unofficial weight loss coach to everyone I know, and that's when they ganged up on me and told me that I needed to share PrimalBurn with the world. And with such solid proof that this works for regular folks like us who just follow the system, I knew it was time to spread the word, because this system will work for just about anyone. However, let me be completely honest with you. If you're one of those people who refuses to make any changes, or if you believe that you can lose weight by reading a book, taking a pill, or having a surgery, or if you're still looking for a miracle answer to just fall from the sky, and especially if you think that you already know that this will never work for you, then leave this page right now. This is not for you. But if you want to finally get rid of your flabby arms, jelly belly, double chin, muffin top, or thunder thighs, if you want to enjoy looking good, feeling good, and growing younger day by day, and if you want to do it in a way that is healthy, fast, and permanent, then the PrimalBurn system is the only system for you. Now, after I shared the system with my family and friends, I made it available online, and since then, thousands have joined the PrimalBurn movement. Look at what Aaron Taylor said. He said, "I'm down 36 pounds and gaining muscle." Marique wrote in and said, "I've lost another 18 pounds since I started. I'm down to 169 now." And Karen wrote in and said, "I'm down over 6 pounds in just under 2 weeks, and I feel great following the exercise routine as described in the program." She also sent me an update and said, "Ken, I'm down 11 pounds in 4 weeks now, which is quick for me." Good job, Karen. Now, the PrimalBurn Fat Burner System is designed to get you results as fast as humanly possible. At the core is the PrimalBurn Fat Burner System. Inside, you'll finally discover the truth about what it takes to develop the body you desire at any age or stage of life without giving up your social life, without suffering through self-denial and deprivation, and without spending hours doing boring, mind-numbing workouts. On page 10, you'll discover 7 big fat lies spread by greedy corporate directors in order to keep you fat and unhappy so that you keep buying their bogus products. You'll discover the primal lifestyle pattern response taken from nature and how to manipulate the process to get your body to release the hormones that guarantee your results, triggering your body to melt fat like butter and then burn it up like gasoline. On page 34, you'll see how to create an integrated system, one that fits your desired lifestyle so that you can enjoy results without radically modifying your daily habits. In Chapter 5, PrimalBurn Nutrition, you'll learn exactly which foods to avoid like the plague, which should only be eaten in moderation, and which you can chow down on like a fat kid in a cake eating contest. You'll also learn exactly when to eat and when to not eat to put your body into metabolic overdrive, stripping layers of fat away and exposing your strong, healthy body. You'll understand when to schedule reward meals so that you can eat these foods that will never be healthy on a regular basis without ruining your progress. And I have a complete guide to picking your favorite healthy foods. You even get the inside scoop on supplements, whether or not you really need them and why. And on page 56, you'll find the perfect workout for an absolute beginner, a couch potato looking to get back into the game of life without hurting anything. Then on page 58, I tell you how to progress from there until you're fit enough for any goal. Both these workouts, the absolute beginner and the intermediate workouts, trigger the ideal cocktail of hormones for fat burning, muscle building, and high energy levels by mimicking the patterns of the strongest, leanest, healthiest athletes, and of course our friends the cave people. Make sure you read on page 61 the information here on how to sleep like a baby. It's life-changing. And because deep sleep is where your body releases the most HGH, the strategies found here will make sure you fall asleep and stay asleep so this amazing hormone can work its magic. In Chapter 8, I'll share the success strategies that will keep you on track to hit your target goals while you adjust to your new healthy habits. And finally, I'll share with you a sample of what your first week could look like if you decide to implement all the best practices at once for fastest results. Now you may be thinking that this sounds incredible, you want it, and you're wondering if it's going to cost like $1,000 or something. I mean, just the info on how to trigger the release of HGH is a huge value. Folks pay thousands of dollars each month to get their doctors to inject them with this miracle hormone, and you'll know how to get your body to dump more of it on a regular basis than the docs can legally give you once a month. Unlike these expensive shots though, your investment to own PrimalBurn is very reasonable and anyone can afford it. But before I tell you how affordable the system is, I want to share with you a few of the unique benefits that make this system one of a kind. PrimalBurn will reveal the foods you must avoid because they force your body to release a flood of fat-storing hormones. You'll learn how to trigger your body to release a flood of fat-burning hormones instead by eating more of the foods you already love, working out less, and enjoying more rest and recovery. And these fat-blasting hormones are the real secret to making the whole thing work. Without them, all attempts at weight loss are in vain. This is why you've failed before. But when you get your primal hormones flowing again, your weight disappears like magic. Now the PrimalBurn Fat Burner System by itself is a $97 value. Yet you're not just receiving the PrimalBurn Fat Burner System today. Just for watching this presentation, I'd like to also give you these value-added bonuses to help you lose weight even faster, absolutely free of charge. First up is the PrimalBurn Quick Start Guide, which lays out exactly what to do to get started in the next 24 hours. Imagine, by this time tomorrow, you're already on your way to creating the body you desire. Up next is the PrimalBurn Food List, where you can see at a glance what foods are excellent options for triggering a fat loss hormone reaction. Think about that, never having to wonder what to eat again. And so that you can turn all those healthy, delicious ingredients into delicious, healthy meals, you'll also receive the PrimalBurn Fat Burning Cookbook. Imagine enjoying every savory bite of each delicious meal day after day, completely guilt-free because you know that these meals are the reason why you've lost so much weight already. You'll even receive a free copy of the PrimalBurn Fat Burner System as an audio file so that you can put it on your iPod and listen to it on the go. If sold separately, these bonuses alone are worth $78 by themselves. But I'm going to be giving you a much better deal, so just keep watching, because weight loss can be easy. Now, of course, you could choose to continue on the path that you're on right now and wind up spending 100 to 200 times more than the price of this system in the near future. on things like medical bills and prescription medications for diabetes and the other problems that will eventually happen if you keep doing what you're doing. Or you could spend thousands on things like having a doctor cut you open and staple your stomach in half so that you can't eat much without puking. Or you could sink your cash into the most dangerous surgery in America, liposuction, the cause of more deaths each year in the US than any other elective surgery. And at the least, you'll wind up spending extra dough on new clothes. Not the fun kind of clothes you buy when you lose weight, but the fat clothes you're forced to buy as you grow wider. And look, that's not what I want for you. I remember what it's like to feel like those are my only options, but I know now that they aren't, so I want to make this a really easy decision for you. Now I feel that you deserve to know why I'm giving you such a massive discount today, so let me share my dream with you. It's a cause that I'm inviting you to join, just like thousands of others have already, to lose unwanted body fat, reveal their lean, sexy body, and restore their health. And above all, my dream is to share with the world the truth about what it takes to lose weight and be healthy. After seeing how this changed my family's life and how it restored my son's faith in his father, and knowing that there are millions out there who are struggling through very similar struggles and frustration trying to cut through all the BS just to find a system that actually works, well, the bottom line is that I decided I needed to temporarily reduce the price of the PrimalBurn Fat Burner system to let as many people join as possible, because I don't want price to be a problem for you. So instead of charging you $175 for the system, which would be a great value, I'm going to charge you much less. So you won't pay $175 or even $97, the value of the PrimalBurn Fat Burner system by itself, or even $78, the value of the bonuses just by themselves. Your total investment today for the entire PrimalBurn Fat Burner system with all 4 bonuses is now only one easy payment of $47. Listen, don't decide right now. Take advantage of my 60-day unconditional 100% money-back triple guarantee. Here's how it works. Try out PrimalBurn for a full 60 days. If you don't see a difference in the mirror as your body starts to shred unwanted weight and reveal toned muscles, if you don't begin to feel a difference throughout your day as your energy levels increase and your low energy dips go away, or if you just don't like the color of the links that I use in the members area or the look of the cover page or anything else about the system, just call, write, or send an email to support and I'll make sure that you promptly and courteously receive every penny of your investment back fast. And you can keep the system for yourself because it's a download, so how would I even get it back anyways? And I realize that this means I could have a few dishonest scammers take advantage of this to rip me off. But most folks aren't like that though, so I'm willing to accept the risk. So here's what I want you to do right now to start down the path to creating the body you so desire. Look below this video right now. When you find the big orange rectangular button that says Add to Cart on it, click it to claim your discounted price right now. This is the exact system used by thousands to shed their unwanted pounds like a heavy winter overcoat. Everyday folks like you and me and Paula. Paula said, I've lost 24 pounds so far just by watching what I eat. I like that you encourage me to keep going. And Jack wrote in and said, I'm amazed at the disappearing inches from my waistline and the control of my glucose levels. It works. From the very beginning, I noticed an improvement. Mark wrote in and said, I lost 15 pounds in 2 weeks and still going strong. And Bobby wrote in and said, I've already lost a dress size. I'm fitting into my clothes now and I have more energy. Brooke Lyons, PhD, wrote in and said, I've lost 3 pounds already this week. This is after 5 months of barely losing any fat at the gym. I have some great muscles underneath this fat suit and I'm looking forward to seeing them. Good job, Brooke. And Jeannie wrote in and said, I just started and have already lost 5 pounds. You made it easy and clear the way to do it. And Tina wrote in and said, in this first week, I lost 5 pounds and a total of 4.5 inches. Wow. Alfonso wrote in and said, I've lost 8 pounds so far, but was surprised at how quickly I started feeling more clarity and less bloated. Most of all, after reading your book, it was actually easy to turn away from the processed foods. And Tony wrote in and said, I'm down 18 pounds, more energy, better attitude, and feeling pretty good about myself. Getting lots of compliments too. Been great. Thank you. Congratulations, Tony. Now, plus, if you act now before this presentation ends, I'm going to give you gold level access to my PrimalBurn members area absolutely free. This is huge. Inside, you'll find video overviews of the PrimalBurn Fat Burner Nutrition Plan, plus motivational videos, peer-to-peer support systems, and a host of other useful tools that make living a PrimalBurn lifestyle easier. You'll find the brand new PrimalBurn Food List app, which is extraordinarily helpful in planning your meals for maximum results. This powerful tool will provide the details you wish you knew about any food you can imagine, eliminating all the guesswork from meal planning. Most folks also find the included beginner and intermediate workout videos really useful, because it's much easier to learn an exercise by watching versus just reading a description. Just click play and follow along to complete the beginner or intermediate workouts. Workout programs like this one often sell for over $100 as standalone products, yet I'll toss in this one-of-a-kind super bonus absolutely free if you act before this presentation ends. Now that brings your total value to over $275. But if you click the big orange Add to Cart button below before this presentation ends, you can own it for free for just one payment of $47. And remember, when you act now, you're joining something bigger than yourself. You're becoming a part of the solution to the modern obesity epidemic. Because the U.S. battle with the bulge will be won or lost in your home and the homes of thousands more like you who are joining the PrimalBurn movement every day. And to top it off, you'll make lifelong friends in the members' discussion forums where you'll be part of a community of others who are on the same journey as you. So go ahead and click the big orange rectangular button below that says Add to Cart, or the blue link below it for immediate access to the entire PrimalBurn Fat Burner system. Now when you do, the instant that you click the Add to Cart button, you'll be taken to our 100% secure order form that looks what I'm about to show you on the next slide. Once you've entered your personal information in the secure order form and clicked Pay Now button, you'll want to click the Complete Your Order button on the next page that I've circled in red in this image. After you complete your order, you can select the add-ons that you prefer to get started losing weight even faster. And then next, we'll automatically create your account and take you to the members area instantly. It's that simple. Now remember, you've already suffered through enough weight loss scams, fad diets, and other failed methods. And if you continue to follow the same path after today, you can expect similar results. More and more health problems and a lot of medical bills, not to mention the frustration of constantly failing to make any progress, and the hopeless feeling of taking one step forward and then 2 steps back. All that can change though the instant you begin to apply the ideas in PrimalBurn to your life. Just think about it for a minute, what it could be like. Every day you wake up feeling refreshed because you got a great night's sleep and your healthy habits are starting to catch up to you. You look into the bathroom mirror and see clearly defined lines of strong muscle. Impressed with your progress, you step into your day with confidence and face obstacles head on. Your energy levels throughout the day are constant, no afternoon dips, without any stimulants to mess up your system. You enjoy delicious foods that make you feel vibrant when finished, not bloated, gassy, or overstuffed to the point of discomfort. And everyone keeps asking you what you're doing because you look so good. Finally, you're experiencing the good health, self-confidence, and sexy body that you desire and deserve. And yes, it's true. Now, up until now, your weight gain has been the result of buying into the fat loss myths pushed on you by billion-dollar corporate advertisers. But now you know the truth about what it takes to really possess the body of your dreams. Today marks the day that you can no longer claim ignorance. You know what you need to do to lose weight, to live in health. It's now up to you to do what you know you must. You can choose to continue believing the lies and get fatter, or you can accept the truth that until you control your hormones, your weight will always be a problem. It would be insane to expect anything else because doing the same thing always gets you the same results. And unlike all the other bogus weight loss scams that you've ever been taken by, PrimalBurn is guaranteed by my 60-day, 100% money-back triple guarantee. Plus, you're always only minutes away from an answer to any question that you may have by accessing our open and friendly support staff. They're happy to answer your questions or help you with any problems you may encounter. Now, we've heard from everyday folks like you and I about PrimalBurn. Let's take a look at what the experts have to say about PrimalBurn. First up is Dr. Todd Dent. He says, as a doctor who's constantly working with patients to help them reach their fitness goals, I strongly recommend PrimalBurn. It can work for anyone from a beginner level of fitness all the way through to advanced athletes. The program keeps things fun and is something that can be done from home. I recommend PrimalBurn to anyone looking to improve their fitness. Thanks, Todd. And next up, we have Dr. Steve Vasilev. Now, Dr. Steve is a cancer surgeon, professor, author, and researcher. Let's listen to what he says.
Hi, Dr. Steve Vasilev here. I'm a cancer surgeon, professor, author, and researcher. I see the final effects that poor diet and lifestyle choices have every single day. I mean, really bad outcomes like cancer, heart disease, diabetes. People come to me looking for solutions to try and treat these diseases. Although you can reverse some of these by getting into shape, the real answer is prevention. Here's the thing. You want to invest in your health and life, in addition to stripping off that ugly fat. So what's the right approach? The right diet? The right exercise program? Some are way too complicated, some are plain wrong, some are just too hard, and so on and so on. Listen, stop with the delays. The most important thing you can do for yourself right now is to start right now with a no-nonsense, straightforward approach to getting into shape designed for the average person with some extra love handles. After reviewing the principles of the PrimalBurn program, I fully support this approach for safe and effective fat loss. So if you want to be proactive in your health and avoid ending up having to come see a cancer surgeon like myself, then pay attention to what Ken is teaching in the PrimalBurn program. Take care of your body. It's the only one you'll ever have.
Thanks, Dr. Steve. Now, we also have even more people who have written in. Dina Jordan says, I love your products, all of them. I have more energy and the loss of weight feels great. I'm telling everyone I know. The proof is in the pudding. In other words, they can see that I'm a lot better, healthier, and lots more energy by using PrimalBurn. Gail wrote in and said, I haven't been on the program long, but I love the tips and your exercise videos that are easy and a no-brainer to follow. I've lost 5 pounds so far in the first 2 weeks. And Jeanette wrote in and said, I already feel better and sleep better. For me, it was effective from day one. I look forward to getting up in the morning and doing my exercises. Well, that's not all. Medical research also shows solid proof of the health and weight loss benefits of following the PrimalBurn eating habits. Multiple randomized controlled clinical trials have been completed documenting the effects of eating this way. The American Association for the Advancement of Science published one such study in Science magazine, proving that this way of eating creates a better hormonal response compared to the popular Mediterranean diet. Study participants also felt that eating like this was more satisfying as well, so you know that the food is good. Now, the U.S. National Library of Medicine National Institutes of Health published a study revealing that this eating style reduces body fat, shrinks waist size, and even provides better results for diabetics than a traditional diabetic diet because it controls your insulin levels. And the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition proves that this type of eating results in an increased metabolic rate, so you burn more calories every time, making long-term weight loss easy. Now, the same study documents the improvements in body shape and muscle to fat ratios, and the list of medical research that supports this could go on for pages. And even another group of highly educated scientists, archaeologists, agree, and they say that the biomarkers of the hunter-gatherer societies, meaning the cavemen, indicated a complete absence of modern chronic diseases like obesity, high blood pressure, and diabetes. These historical experts claim that when the modern diet is introduced into these hunter-gatherer societies, disease follows. Only within the last 100 years have humans started eating these new grain-based diets, and these diseases have appeared since then. So you can pretty much trace the origins of many modern diseases back to the days when we started eating more mass-produced food from grain. So it makes sense that removing the modern foods, like cereals and grains that are mass-produced, will also remove the diseases. Now listen, you've seen the proof that this works beyond any shadow of a doubt. So you must accept the plain truth that your actions and your choices right now, in this moment, have a far-reaching impact on your life. The medical facts prove that good or bad, your body will respond the same way human bodies have responded for millennia to food and exercises, by releasing very specific chemical compounds. History proves that eating a modern diet causes death and disease. My results, my mom and dad and brother's results, and the results of thousands of others just like us speak for themselves. So there's no question this will work. See, you can't remove the benefits of making the right choice right now, But likewise, you also can't remove the consequences of making bad decisions either. If you continue to eat foods that spike your insulin levels, you'll certainly not be alone. In fact, over 50% of adults over the age of 50 suffer from a disease doctors refer to as obesity syndrome. The majority of cases will remain undiagnosed until something major happens, like a heart attack, heart disease, or a stroke. Or if you're lucky and don't have a life-ending event, you'll only suffer the pain of a life-altering disease like diabetes, which often leads to poor eyesight, seizures, and amputations when left unchecked. And choosing to continue cruising along like you are, refusing to modify your behavior, is going to land you in one of these places. It's not like you can defy gravity or science. The very best you can hope for without a change is that you'll continue to grow fatter. Your problem areas will grow until your entire body becomes bulgy and fat. Your energy levels will be inconsistent and always lower. It will become harder to move, your hormones will get out of balance, and could lead to unwanted body hair, strong body odors, and even balding, especially in obese women. Yet, by the same token, if your bad choices have consequences, then so do your good choices. That's why as soon as you complete your order, I want you to go straight into the Gold Members area and click on the My Products link and download the PrimalBurn Quick Start Guide and complete the first 5 steps. Do this within the next 48 hours, because when you do that, you will have set yourself up for success with fat loss. And even beyond just the fat loss, which will eventually end when you reach a healthy weight and see the body you desire in the mirror, years down the road, when other people who have made poor choices are aging rapidly, feeling the pain of a degenerative disease and wishing they could go back and make better choices, you'll still be going strong, looking good and feeling great because you made the wiser choice today. And remember, if you choose to act today, you can own the entire PrimalBurn Fat Burner system and turn your life into a dream of health and longevity. You'll own everything risk-free for the temporarily reduced price of just $47. You'll know how to trigger your body to release a flood of fat-burning hormones each and every day, the same hormones that keep you young and full of energy. But you need to act right now. I've already told you that this presentation may come down at any time without any warning. And the last thing you would want to happen is to come back later and find out that the price has doubled or more to something a little more in line with the tremendous value being delivered. Plus, let's face it, later quickly turns into never. And we've already seen what that looks like if you never change your habits, and neither one of us wants that for you. So do the smart thing and claim the PrimalBurn Fat Burner Lifestyle System for yourself right now by clicking the big orange rectangular button below that says Add to Cart.